Assalamualaikum and what's up everyone. Today, my group will present to you a cardiovascular system exercise physiology. Before we get started, I would like to present to you all of my group members, which is me, myself, Nur Iman, Muhammad Akasyah Zamri, Izzat Khazim, Haris Raffiudin, Nur Farah Najwa, and Mariah Adilah. Now I will tell you the contents of this presentation. The first one is actually the introduction about cardiovascular system. The second one is the structure of the anatomy. The third one is the function, and fourth one is the how does the blood flow in our cardiovascular system. The fifth is a few types of abnormal heart condition, and the lastly is our conclusion. And to start this presentation, I will let my friend Izzat to start it.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Nur Izzati bin Muhammad Kizam. Okay, so what is cardiovascular system? Cardiovascular system is a biological system that supports other systems work effectively. So it means the function of cardiovascular system is to transporting oxygens, nutrients, hormones, and other necessities to the cells are involved, and bringing out the metabolismal waste to be extinguished, as well as promising cell products to the other part of our body. So when we will use this cardiovascular system, we will use this cardiovascular system when we are walking, jogging or running. It means when we are doing physical activities, just like I said just now. So this is the example of heart structure. If you see and look here, we have left and right ventricle, and we have left and right atrium. So here we will continue to the three main parts of cardiovascular system. We have three main parts of cardiovascular system, which is heart, blood, and blood vessels. So heart is an organ that pumping your blood throughout the body and provide oxygens and nutrients. And we have four main part of heart. Like I said the previous slide, we have left and right ventricle, we have left and right atrium. And the main part of cardiovascular system is our blood. And in our body, we have 45% blood cells, and others 55% are plasma. And we have blood vessels. So blood vessel is a place for blood to flow throughout the body after our heart pumping the blood.
Based on this diagram, we have aorta, superior vena cava, pulmonary artery, pulmonary valve, tricuspid valve, right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. The heart has two sides, each of which has chamber, the right and left. We're gonna start with the right side first. Superior vena cava is the large vein in the body. It works to deliver the less oxygen blood into the right atrium from body tissue. Right atrium receives less oxygen blood and transfer to the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve. From right ventricle, it delivers less oxygen blood to the pulmonary artery, and then pulmonary artery carries the blood direct to the lung capillaries, where the circulation occurs in the lungs. Inferior vena cava actually same like superior vena cava, but it carries less oxygen blood from lower body into the right atrium. The left side, it starts with pulmonary veins carry oxygen-rich blood from the lungs to the left atrium. From the left atrium, it delivers blood to the left ventricle through mitral valve. From the left ventricle, it transfers oxygen-rich blood into the aorta, and aorta works to deliver oxygen-rich blood to the whole body. In short, right side receives less oxygen blood and pump the blood to the lungs and release the carbon dioxide. And then oxygen-rich blood return to the left side and pump the blood to the whole body. As we can see, the arrows showing the blood circulation in the heart. From right atrium to the pulmonary artery, from pulmonary vein to the aorta. For your information, the heart muscle has 3 layers. The first one is epicardium. It is the outer layer and it is the part of the heart wall. And then myocardium is the middle layer of the heart. Myocardium consists of the cardiac muscle twisted and whirled to the ring-like arrangement, like a ring. And the third layer is endocardium, the innermost layer of the heart. It is just a thin layer and glistening shade. Endocardium consists of endothelial cells that provide a smooth, non-adherent surface for the blood collection. Lastly, pericardium is the outer wall that protects the heart and restricts the excessive movement of the heart. The right picture is views from the top corner. The posterior, it shows the tricuspid valve and mitral valve, or also known as bicuspid valve. For anterior, we have aortic valve and pulmonary valve.
I will be presenting the functions of cardiovascular system. Firstly, it works as maintaining fluid inside the body. If we lose too much fluid, such as sweat, saliva, and urine, it called as dehydration. Meanwhile, if we consume a moderate amount of fluid, it called as hyperhydration. So with cardiovascular system, it will balance and maintain the amount of fluid that we needed inside our body. Secondly, to transport gases, nutrients, and waste. In order to breathe in and breathe out, oxygen and carbon dioxide involved in transporting gases inside the body. Any nutrients from foods or drinks will be absorbed by the muscle, so it can gain energy from it, so we could move and do any movement. Carbon dioxide and urine will get rid of through lungs and urinary system. Without cardiovascular system, we can release waste from our body, and if that happens, that could make our body sick. In this animated GIF, we could see how the blood and blood vessel work to transport gases, nutrients, and waste. Capillaries works as nutrients, gases, and waste transporter to deliver energy for the muscle. And capillaries are known as the smallest blood vessel inside our body. Thirdly, it can protect body from infection and blood loss. There is 4 components in blood. First, red blood cell. Second, white blood cell. Third, platelet. And fourth, plasma. Red blood cell responsible in transporting oxygen and carbon dioxide. Without red blood cell, there wouldn't be exchanges of gas inside lungs. White blood cells works as defensive mechanism from any foreign materials. In simplest word, white blood cell can be considered as body protector from virus and bacteria inside our body. Platelet serve as clotting the blood from broken vessel. If we happen to cut ourselves, we would bleed. So to heal the wound, platelet will form scab to prevent our body from losing too much blood. And plasma The main role of plasma is to take nutrients, hormones, and protein to the part of the body that needed it. Other than that, it also helps remove waste from the body. Lastly, it can be maintenance of constant body temperature, which we call as thermoregulation. Sweat glands. It produces sweat that could cool down the skin. So every time we sweat, we can feel cool every time wind blow over us. Smooth muscle around arterioles. Muscle wall in arterioles increase temperature of the body. So if we jog, exercise, and do any activity, we could feel the rise of temperature inside our body. So it was smooth muscle around arterioles doing. Animated GIF, we could see at the left side that white blood cell attacking bacteria to protect the body from illness. So that's why we could say that red blood cell is our body protector because they protect us from any harmful materials that enter inside our body. So at the right side, we can see that platelets are forming around the broken vessel to prevent from losing the blood.
Okay, I'm gonna explain about my part is blood flow in cardiovascular system. Firstly, the blue part is the oxygenated blood, which is area with poor oxygen. Then the red part is oxygenated blood, which is area with rich oxygen. Okay, the deoxygenated blood. The blood will enter right atrium through superior and inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava receive blood from head, neck, upper limbs and chest, while the inferior vena cava receive blood from trunk, viscera and lower limbs. Then, blood will enter right ventricle through telescopic valve. Next, blood will exit right ventricle through pulmonary valve and enters pulmonary artery. Lastly, left and right pulmonary arteries send blood to lungs where gas exchange occurs. The blood will discard carbon dioxide and picks the oxygen. Okay, now blood flow in cardiovascular system for oxygenated blood. Blood comes back from lung through the pulmonary veins, then enters left atrium. Next, the blood is pumped into the left ventricle through bicuspid valve. Finally, the oxygenated blood leaves the left ventricle through aortic semilunar valve, entering the aortic arch. Lastly, the aorta will distribute blood to body.
Veins are blood vessels containing blood flowing to the heart, while arteries have blood flowing from the heart. The blue is representative of blood vessels containing deoxygenated blood, while the red blood vessels have oxygenated blood fresh from the lungs. Now, let's follow the path of the blood through the heart. The superior vena cava receives blood from the head, neck, upper limbs, and chest. Meanwhile, the inferior vena cava receives blood from the trunk, viscera, and lower limbs. Both the superior and inferior vena cava end up in the right atrium, one of the 4 chambers of the heart. The heart not only has 4 chambers, it also has 4 valves. The purpose of the valves is to keep blood moving in the right direction and not flow backwards. Blood exits the right atrium through the tricuspid valve, so called because it has 3 flaps, and enters the right ventricle. The blood exits the right ventricle through the pulmonary valve and enters the pulmonary artery. Again, it is an artery because blood is flowing away from the heart, but it is blue because it lacks oxygen. The pulmonary artery then splits into the left and right pulmonary arteries, which go to each respective lung. In the lungs, gas exchange occurs. The blood discards carbon dioxide and picks up oxygen. Now, blood comes back from the lungs through the pulmonary veins, entering the left atrium. Next, the blood is pumped into the left ventricle through the mitral or bicuspid valve. Finally, the oxygenated blood leaves the left ventricle through the aortic semilunar valve, entering the aortic arch. The aorta, which is the largest of all the arteries, distributes the oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. The aortic arch has 3 major branches, which supply the head and arms with blood. Then the aorta curls downward behind the heart, forming the descending aorta, which descends through the chest and continues down through the abdomen. In the abdomen, the descending aorta splits to supply the pelvis and legs with blood.
Hi, my name is Raffiudin bin Abdul Kahar. Today I want to present about my part is abnormal condition of heart. First, abnormal condition is hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy HCM is a form of cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy means is a disease of the heart muscle that makes it harder for your heart to pump blood to the rest of your body. Cardiomyopathy can lead to the heart failure. As the muscle thickens, it must work harder to pump blood. This strains the heart muscles. Sometimes the thickened muscle gets in the way of the blood leaving in the heart, causes blockage. This blockage can cause a nearby valve to become leaky. This is condition in which the heart muscle thickens due to the genetic problem with the muscle structure. It can be inherited or it can happen from change in the genes over time. HCM can cause uneven muscle growth. This is example the normal heart rate and HCM heart rate. The normal heart rate basically in the same rhythm and consistent, but HCM is not in same rhythm and pump in a disorganized way. Rarely, it can cause abnormal heart rhythm that can be fatal. Symptom for the HCM or hypertrophic cardiomyopathy have several symptoms. It can be first, chest pain. Second, fatigue, particularly during exercise or doing something activity heavy that may trigger the cardiomyopathy, the heart. Third is a rapid heartbeat. Fourth, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing. Fifth, tiring easily during exercise or activity. This is a common heart disease and heart problem. If you have a heart problem, you easily too tired. We have a treatment for this HCM. Treatment focus on controlling system and preventing complication. Talk with the doctor about the best treatment for your health. Have several options that you can do. First is a medication. Medication may be used to help maintain or proper regular heart function. They may also be used to remove excess fluid from the body. Second is a surgery. The thickened portion of the heart muscle is cut and removed. Because HCM is thickened about the muscle from the heart or from your heart. So if needed, we can cut or remove it for the normal heart. This may be needed if you have a severe blocked blood flow from the heart, or if the blockage causes a problem with the other heart valve and structure. If the mitral valve is leaking, surgery may also be done to repair or replace the mitral valve if needed. And prevention, this is a prevention action that we can take. If a family member has been diagnosed with HCM or cardiomyopathy, You should be screened for the condition because HCM can be inherited by lineage. That's dangerous. Second abnormal condition of heart is tachycardia. It's the medical term for a heart rate over 1,000 beats per minute. There are many heart rhythm disorders that can cause tachycardia. Sometimes it's normal for you to have a fast heartbeat. For instance, it's normal for your heart rate to rise during exercise or respond to stress, trauma, or illness. But in tachycardia, the heart beat faster than normal due to condition unrelated to normal psychological stress. In some cases, tachycardia may cause no symptom or complication. But if left untreated, tachycardia can disrupt normal heart function and lead to serious complications, including we have three types of tachycardia. First is atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibrillation is rapid heart rate caused by chaotic, irregular electrical impulse in the upper chamber of the heart atria. This signal results in rapid uncoordinated weak contraction of the atria. Atrial fibrillation may be temporary, but some episodes wouldn't end unless treated. Atrial fibrillation is the most common type of tachycardia. Second type of tachycardia is atrial flutter. Atrial flutter is the heart atrial in the heart atria beat very fast but at a regular rate. The fast rate results in weak contraction of the atria. Atrial flutter is caused by irregular insecurity within the atria. Episodes of atrial flutter may go away themselves or may require treatment. People who have atrial flutter also often have atrial fibrillation at other times. Third type is a supraventricular tachycardia. Supraventricular tachycardia is an abnormally fast heartbeat that starts somewhere above the lower chambers of the heart ventricle. It's caused by abnormal security in the heart that is usually present at birth and creates a loop overlapping signal. Ventricular tachycardia is a rapid heart rate that starts with abnormal electrical signals in the lower chamber of the heart ventricle. The rapid heart doesn't allow the ventricle to fill and contract efficiently to pump enough blood to the body. The diagram shows this is a tachycardia heart rhythm and normal heart rhythm. This is example the normal heart rate and tachycardia heart rate. The normal heart basically same rhythm and consistent, but same at the HCM. It's not in a same rhythm and pump disorganized way. That means you have something wrong with your heart if you have the disorganized way of pumping heart. Symptom: when your heart is beating too fast, it may not pump enough blood to the rest of your body. This can starve your organ and tissue of oxygen, can cause the following tachycardia related signs and symptoms. This is several symptoms that we can show. It's a shortness of breath, lightheadedness, rapid pulse rate, and heart palpitation. Heart palpitation is mean a racing, uncomfortable or irregular heartbeat or a sensation of flopping in the chest. Fifth is a chest pain. This is a prevention. The most effective way to prevent tachycardia is to maintain a healthy heart and reduce your risk of developing heart disease. If you already have a heart disease, monitor it and follow your treatment. plan to help prevent tachycardia. First, prevention that we can do is exercise and eat a healthy diet. Live a healthy lifestyle by exercising regularly and eating a healthy meal. Low-fat diet that rich in fruit, vegetable, and whole grains. Maintain a healthy weight. Being overweight increase your risk of developing heart disease. Second prevention is keep blood pressure and cholesterol levels under control. Make lifestyle changes and take medication as prescribed to correct high blood pressure, hypertension, or high cholesterol. Third prevention is stop smoking. If you smoke and cannot quit on your own, talk to your doctor about your strategies or program to help you break a smoking habit. Because if you start smoking and it's slow being interrupt with your heart health. Okay, it's not good for your heart health, and it's not good for your lungs, and easily stop smoking, and you can happy with a happy life with oxygen only. Okay, not carbon dioxide.
Now let's go to the conclusion of this topic. The conclusion that we can get from this topic is actually our heart is one of the most important organs in our body and also our cardiovascular system. We as a human must take care of our body and also our system in order to avoid chronic diseases like heart attack and cancer. In order to avoid that chronic disease, we must start to follow a very good diet plan and also a healthy lifestyle to make sure our cholesterol and body fat is low, and also to keep improving our body system. Also, we need to avoid things that can cause damage to our body system like cigarettes, drugs, alcohol, and a bunch of other stuff that are related to it. Also, we have to eat food before the expired date, because if you eat the food that has already expired, it also can cause our our system to damage. My last word before I end this slide, I would like to finish it with a quote. Health is a state of a complete mental, social, and physical well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. To keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep the mind strong and clear. You can't control what goes on outside of your body, but you can control what goes on inside your body. That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoy it, and also stay home, stay safe, keep wearing masks, follow the SOP, and also wear masks wherever you go. Assalamualaikum, bye bye.